Hi guys, so we're basically almost done. So these are the steps 4, 5, no 5, 4, 5, 6, 7 we have to go through to basically finish this scenario. So we should be having the dashboard connected one way to our IoT platform and Node-RED, and we should also have the blinker connected bidirectional to IoTF and Node-RED. So let's just make sure that's working. The first thing, we go to our dashboard, and if I say turn on AC, that should still be working, and we should get messages here. We get messages from the blinker. And we get these messages. So we get the input and the output. We have here our blinker. So because we get the messages in from our dashboard, we can analyze the messages and then send a command to switch on the blinker left or right. So let's try that. So that should be possible. So first of all, we can say, okay, turn on blinker. And he's asking left or right. So we say left. And then this guy should get a message and the left lights are on. And then I can also say turn on blinker right. And it should do that right away. And see, it turns the blinker right on. And then we can also say turn blinker off. Yeah, so that all works very nicely. And the way that works, the messages come in here. We analyze them, and then I send the appropriate command, which I can simulate here, to the blinker. So I can say turn another right on, turn left on, and I turn it off. And we can do the same via the dashboard. Okay, so the one thing which we haven't done is, what I wanted to do is basically send messages back to Watson. So if I interact with the device manually, e.g. switching it on or off manually, then Watson should be aware of this. So basically send a message back to Watson saying that I manually switched off the device. So what we have to do is basically create this connection from Node.js to the dashboard. And let's do that now. Yeah, he basically just listens. So it's basically just listens on this host name. So what we need is this host name here from our Node.js, and then we need to our car dashboard application. We basically have to edit the code. Go here. So in the code we have to edit is under UI, JSON or JS, and then it's API. There should be, the code is already there. All we have to do is just change this server name to our Node.js instance. And that should be it. So all we have to do now is deploy the code. And what that does, it basically connects to Node.js and will send the messages which we get, or the events which we get back from our blinker, back to so when I click the buttons which are behind the LEDs, when the blinker is on, it will then tell Node.js that there was an interaction with it, and sends basically this result if I turn on the left or right blinker or turn them off, back to the dashboard, and Watson should be able to tell us that. So it should say blinker turned off manually. Okay, so let's go back to our code deployment, see how we're doing. Usually it takes a little bit. Okay, so we got the code deployed. So Watson is up and running. So we can now again tell him turn on blinker left, and he will turn on the blinker left. We can also say turn on blinker right, and it will then turn on the blinker right. And we see this on the light as well. And we should see the node red flow coming as well. So it comes in from here and sends it to the blinker, the photon. So what we want to do now is, I manually interact with this guy now. So I'm going to use the left blinker and try to switch it on.
Blinker left was turned on manually.
Left blinker was turned on manually. So what happens is I get this message back from, is clear? I get a message back from the Photon, which is basically not an alive message, a status message that the blinker was manually interacted with. So here we see that I switched off the blinker and it was a left blinker, and then I shoot this message via WebSocket to the dashboard. And here's the dashboard, and he gets a feedback message that the blinker was turned off manually. And we can do this again if I turn it on. So he says left blinker was turned on manually. So now it's blinking. And then obviously we can tell him to turn off blinker. Okay. So we basically became full circle. So we are here where we can interact with this with the blinker, the photon, which sends status updates and information to Node Red via our IoT platform and using MQTT. And we can then shoot this information back to the dashboard and notify Watson about the action, the manual action. And obviously then the dashboard can also still control via messages the blinker. So that's really what we try to achieve. So I hope this was fun. I hope you got it working. And if not, send me feedback. Okay.